Yo, what's going on, guys? In today's video, which by the way is not financial advice, as I say every video. In today's video, I will be going over kind of a little review of today. If you look at DXY, there's a 15-minute fair value gap that earlier in Discord, when I was live, I said I wanted to see us hold this. Okay, so we ended up holding it very nicely. It was actually a better representation of the 5. Okay, so we held it on the 5. Okay, and when we have a fair value gap like this, okay, and see how we kind of we pump right here, we hit these highs, and I say don't long after we hit the highs, right? Okay, but the reason I would still not hesitate longing this is because if you look at the daily, okay, at the same time you got to realize we're still inside that daily fair value gap, right? So if I know we're still inside this daily fair value gap and I see a 15-minute or 5-minute fair value gap, well then I know that this move, even though we hit these intermediate term highs, we should keep going up and break over them, okay? And I like the momentum off this candle, okay? And then I always talk about confirmation entry. So basically what the confirmation entry is instead of longing this giant zone, okay, it's like I don't know how many points this is. It's a pretty big zone, right? The confirmation entry would be something like you would long this instead, okay? So like this fair value gap. And you can see risk it would probably be a little tighter. It would have even been better if you could have longed this inducement in this fair value gap. Okay, inducement, all that means is we go under this low and hit this. Okay, and I didn't really look at DXY too much this week. If you look, what do you notice? If you look at DXY, look at the green candles today. Now look at DXY today. Okay, what do you notice? They're the same. And ideally, this shouldn't happen. Okay, but it did today, and that's why I haven't been using DXY as much. Okay, both my analyses on DXY and ES are actually working nicely. Okay, so in Discord, we'll just open up my index commentary real quick. In Discord, my bias has been bullish the past day because I posted something like this. So I posted this yesterday at 12:04 p.m. and I said, this is my bias at the moment, 90 positions I'll likely be taking, but if you're still here tomorrow, this will be my bias. And what I mean by this is I'm not physically longing this, but as long as this hold, that was my bias. My bias is bullish as long as we didn't hit this low, okay? So it ended up working out nicely, okay? If you scroll down, okay, it worked nicely. And because of this, I did take some nice long setups. And if you just look at the hour, right? If you look at the hourly here, my stop loss was under this low, okay? And the reason why it's under that low is because if you look at kind of the 4 hour, it was an order block. It was a 4 hour order block. And ideally, if you want to, like the order flow here is bullish because every single time we have an order block and the trend is up and there's leftover buy side above, you should see these order blocks hold. So if we were to dump under this order block, I would have been wrong, but we didn't, which was nice. And then my final target, so if you look at the 1 hour, okay, this is like my main target right here, okay? My final target was this daily volume imbalance. So now that we fill this in, I don't care what happens. I am looking to play puts next week, or I am looking to short next week, okay? And again, next week is going to be, I'm hoping it's going to be a little more volatile. As we can see, the VIX is very, very low right now. So that's why the moves have been very, very minimal, which is not fun to play, obviously. But if VIX is going to be this low, okay, I almost just said Dixie. If VIX is going to be this low, I don't think it's not worth it to play the market, but I don't think it's going to be fun to play, you know? So, like, NQ, I think NQ has been moving a little better. I feel like NQ has been swinging a little more than ES has. ES has been moving a lot slower. But once VIX kind of goes back up above 20, I think we can get some more nice volatility in here. But, yeah, for the most part, ES has been moving pretty slow. The end of the day was pretty nice. Okay, after 155, we started getting some volatility, but all this was very, very, very slow all day. It was kind of annoying to watch. But this was a pretty textbook long, as you can see. It's in discount, okay? It's in discount at the 0.705, and we had equal highs above here. So this was a pretty textbook long. I was at practice when this happened, so I didn't take it or anything. But my bias all day was bullish until we hit this buy side, so we finally hit it. And you notice what happens after you buy side. Even though price was still bullish, we have a lot deeper retracement than like right here versus you don't really see any deep retracements down here. Why? Because there's not really any buy side being hit. This was the major buy side, so this is where you see the most deep retracement, right? And then we finally hit this volume imbalance, rejected it, and then this was kind of sloppy. I wouldn't have longed this because, again, why would you long this for a value gap after we hit a higher time frame point of interest and after we're really high? It just makes no sense to me. The risk to reward just isn't there. So yeah, and how, like, a lot of people ask me how do I identify today was a trend day. So in the morning I said today, if we get it, should be a trend day. Okay, and the reason I thought that was because I knew we just leftover daily volume imbalance right here. Okay, and then we have these highs right here, and because VIX was so low, okay, I'm not expecting a 50-point move just in the morning, then a dump in the afternoon. I'm expecting us to slowly ride up to this all day, and then by 4 o'clock, I'm expecting this to hit, and then because we went over this and got those equal highs, it was such a nice split displacement. Okay, usually the final target or the final part left or the final inefficiency fills by the 4 o'clock time. So we filled this right at 4 o'clock. I think we actually filled it a little before, then dumped and refilled it. But again, this was really the last point of interest, and it's also a daily fair value gap as well. So there's multiple points to confluence to look for a short here. And again, this is kind of a turtle soup entry. This is not, okay, so this is not a play I'm taking, but I feel like this risk reward right here may be my bias for the next coming weeks. Okay, I think we can get a nice move back down here from this maybe fair value gap. Okay, I'll know if I'm wrong, right? I'm not gonna, here's the thing. So one day when I come to the market, I'm not gonna go in and short if the framework isn't there. Okay, if I don't see the framework, do you really think I'm gonna short? Probably not. So I really want to start seeing the framework to get a nice short down here. Okay, I'm not just going to blindly short this, but I guess this is my bias for now. I do want to see how we react to this fair value gap on Monday, though. I think that'll definitely be important. But, yeah, that's kind of my bias for right now. So we'll see what next week brings. I will probably not upload a video for the next 2 days. I might do a class Sunday, so we'll see how that goes. I do have a little bit of homework, but... yeah, that was kind of a little review of today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And the other thing I do want to say is I am opening my Patreon back up this weekend, starting tomorrow and Sunday. For the last time, you can get it for $15. Okay, so if you want to get it for that cheap, I'm not going to change it after. Just join that. But again, alerts won't save you. I alert sometimes. It depends, and I do a lot of live trading. So that's up to you. So yeah, that's all I got for today's video. And everyone, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for watching, and peace out.